Oh, I hope y'all can hear me. So I'm on location at a different place today and thought I would try out a different location for a podcast. Got a couple of different podcasts I was doing. I just finished up one for the Woodland Park Underground, but I thought I would, why not do one for um, Dad with a Phone too? And so I want hopefully y'all can hear me. Hopefully everybody's catching up. So today I actually drove by the search location where they're searching for Ganon. And although I knew where it was at, I'd driven by it. I've driven by it 100 times coming back from Denver and stuff. But today, it was with different eyes, obviously, now that Ganon's case is, we're going into day 19 or 20. And he's been missing, but they have concentrated some search around some certain areas. And after seeing that today, I think I have a little bit different perspective on what may be going on. And they have received over 500 tips that have come in, 500 tips that they're following up on. I don't know how 500 tips could come in and someone not already have an answer, right? You would figure if people have an answer, if people saw something or knew something, then something from these 500 tips would result in some sort of situation where they would give us some information. Hey, there's some new developments. This is where we're moving. Now, for the sake of an investigation, they're not going to tell us anything, right? They're going to tell the people that are searching, this is what you should be looking for, but they're not even going to tell the people who are searching how that is going to play, how that may play into Gannon's case. But what I saw today leads me to believe that someone gave them credible information that something, someone, some part, something related to Gannon. I don't necessarily think they're looking for Gannon specifically. They may be looking for clues that are related to Gannon and that may lead them to Gannon. But the observation I made today was that they look like they may be looking for something that someone threw out a window of a car, threw something out as they were driving by. They were searching very close to a very noticeable curve in the road today. Almost like if someone were to tell them, I can't tell you exactly where it is, but I know I saw it when we came around this curve, right? So it wasn't, they had like a general area, right? So whether it was someone that saw something that was maybe thrown out that may be connected to Gannon's case, whether someone saw Gannon there at some point, it looked like they were looking for smaller objects. The snow is deep, but it's not so deep that you wouldn't notice something under the snow if you can kind of understand. It's deep enough that it would cover specific small items on the ground, but I don't think it could cover an entire person or an 11-year-old without some sort of obvious protrusion. And so I think they're actually looking for items that have something to do or someone has tied back to this situation. It does look like they are expending quite a bit of resources in this area, which would lead me to believe that they probably have some credible information that they believe credible enough to expend some resources there. And or unfortunately, they're doing it for the public. I saw this a lot with the Kelsey Barrett case, where when they were searching the dump, it wasn't because they necessarily believed they would find something at the dump. It was more that they needed to be doing something, and they chose to take the lead about the dump and run with it. And they spent a lot of money searching the dump with little to no results. I don't know if this is one of those things where it's like, we got to do something, and that lead up by Palmer Lake is the best thing we got. Let's go with that. And they went there and they're expending that energy. I don't know what's behind that. I don't know what led them to that. I don't know if it was a interrogation that they have of someone, if it was a discussion they had with someone, if it was someone that eyewitnessed something that they're now have come forward and telling law enforcement about. There's 100 different reasons they could have got to the very specific place they're searching, but nevertheless, they are expending resources and energy in this area, and you want to believe that it is for something. You want to believe it's not for naught, like they're not doing all of this for nothing. And so we keep hope with that. We continue to pray and positive thoughts that they will have wisdom and they will find something that will lead them to understand what happened to Gannon. I can tell you that it's grim. It becomes real grim when you see the amount of people that are out there. You see the amount of search area they are potentially searching. And even on the short side of things, you see of where they're focusing their efforts. And man, it just doesn't look the best at that. You know, when you drive by there in person, if you haven't seen those videos, I uploaded them to both YouTube and I think Facebook. So you should be able to find them both on YouTube and Facebook. And those are current videos from today of Gannon's search area. Let me see if I'm pretty sure I put them both on Facebook and YouTube. I could probably share those with you here. Let me pull up the Facebook and I'll show you those videos. I hope I put them up. I knew I was gonna. Oh, it doesn't look like they made it up on YouTube. Let me go to my Facebook here. I definitely put them on my Facebook. So I'll pull those videos up, show you what we were looking at today when we went by there. Now, it was a lot of extra traffic down there today because they have this big outdoor hockey thing going on at the Air Force Academy. And so lots of extra people traveling this road. This first video we're going to look at is going to be a video of where I believe there's a concentrated search area back behind where you're not seeing the actual search party. So this first video we're going to show is going to be kind of what it looks to be the headquarters of where they're searching. I don't believe that. I think that they are spending some time behind this area because there's a lot of vehicles there, and the amount of searchers we saw didn't necessarily correlate with the amount of vehicles we saw. So I believe there was a lot more search going on outside of. These videos are linked on the Woodland Park, or no, these videos are linked at Dad with the Phone on Facebook. These videos were posted about 2 a.m. today is when I went, or 2 p.m. when I went by there. So we'll throw these videos on and let you guys watch this, and I'll kind of. This is the property they're searching. Let that play. Just over the hill here is the search party location. I tried to do a live video from here, but the service is no good. So we are doing a pre-recording, and then we will. So right over this hill is where the search party is. I'll talk about Dan May going there. See, I don't know if they've got press set up anywhere. So over on the left-hand side is where the kind of the headquarters, the base station, I would probably call it, of where this thing is going down. This is on Highway 105, and I was coming south from Denver, and so this is coming south into Palmer Lake, and there was a big satellite truck out there. Interesting to note, I had 0 cell service there, and I found that interesting because we're not
It's about
way
2
far
o'clock
away
on
from stuff.
Saturday.
The highway is just kind of one ridge over.
We were coming
and
back
Palmer
from
Lake
Denver, and traffic
is right down the road.
Freaking horrendous.
No cell service.
So we decided to come this way anyway. And
excuse me. Had my cup of coffee and I'm still yawning.
They are searching for Gannon.
But there's like a big satellite truck there.
This is the search location.
And so they've got like a full satellite hookup, probably with internet. They're probably monitoring and taking calls, even pushing calls right to this place. El Paso County obviously was there. Douglas County was there. Lots of sheriff's officers, community service. Now that was the first video. I want to show you one more video that
that's where
I actually got to down the road.
Service down here, so I tried
just down the road. They were right next to the road, searching right next to the road, and I'm going to pull up that next video. Let me skip through here. It's just a short video, but it will actually show you some search party of people actually, probing the area. It's only about a 1-minute video, and it's just past where I just showed you. So this video is not very far from where I was just at. It's just past the area where the kind of headquarters is. Again, this is on 105. This has been reported multiple times by multiple sources. I thought this was maybe where they were staging the media, but then as I drove, there was one media person there, and then there was a cop blocking the traffic, making sure media didn't go by.
This must be where they're doing news and stuff.
And so here you're going to see 24 people, probing and with shovels and stuff. And there's definitely better footage out there from yesterday and today. But this is just, little drive with Dad. If you missed it this morning or missed it this afternoon on YouTube, I was only on Facebook, and I don't even think these got made up. But right here, I want to pause it. Shoot. So there you can see they're probing the heel. The heel that's kind of on this curve. You can even see the curve sign there. And that kind of tells me, like, did somebody throw something out? Did something get thrown out there that was told to law enforcement? And then you'll see here, again, they're right next to the road here, and they've got it corridored off, like somebody gave them that specific spot there to search. And they're just kind of digging through, but you can even see down here, this guy's like down in the ground right here. Like what's he searching for in such a specific area? He's down looking. That's how close he is to the ground. And so you got to understand, they're searching this area because somebody told them that, hey, we threw something out there, something happened, we saw something there. And so it has to be something. They're not looking for a person, right? That snow isn't that deep, right? They're looking for a specific. It could be an article of clothing. It could be just about anything. It could be, so we don't even know, right? But something right there happened, and they're spending a lot of time in that area. I find it interesting. I find it unique. I find it a mystery because they are being kind of quiet about this. And I don't have the connections I have up here. If Gannon had gone missing up in Woodland Park, just like with the Kelsey Barrett case, I got connections. I got people I could call, get information from. The law enforcement is learning their lesson that they can hide and they can do whatever they want, but social media is going to do its thing. And somehow they're doing something here that's really, really mysterious. right? This is a mystery. A kid's disappeared. They're about 45 minutes, 40 miles north. No, it's probably about an hour and 20, but they're 40 miles north of where Gannon lived. And they're getting on their hands and knees and they're searching snow-covered ground. There you go. That's the truth right there in front of you, happening today. And so it's confusing at the same time. You know, it only takes one little break to give them what they need. And so you can only, you know, trust that they're doing everything possible, that they're making wise decisions on the information they're gathering. 500 plus tips to come in, and then to have to filter through those and try to figure out what's the best tip, what's the best place to spend our resources to go and look at this. You got to trust that they're doing what's best and what's most logical. So it's not a super long update, not a super long live video. I know a lot of you have a lot of things y'all are asking about. Okay, Dad, your opinion on Dan May going to Gannon's. Well, I think Dan May went out there because they feel like there's some foul play, right? And anytime there's foul play and then they begin to take evidence and pick evidence out of whatever they're trying to, these puzzle pieces they're trying to put together with the evidence they have, they got to go and they got to show that. And some of that evidence needs to be shown to Dan May so that if Dan May needs to bring charges forward. And so part of me says this is not out of the ordinary for Dan May to go and to look into Gannon's case. The flip side of this is it is out of the ordinary for Dan May nowadays to go look at any case because Dan May's on his way out. Dan May's on his way out of office. And so there are some other people. There's a guy, Michael, that's running for DA. There's a couple other people that are looking that run for DA. And so these guys are going to begin to show their faces. You're going to begin to get to know who these new guys are. But for Dan May to go out there, it tells me one of a couple of things. It tells me, one, Dan May he cares. Listen, I've seen Dan May show up at prayer vigils. I've seen Dan May at the sushi bar. I've seen Dan May at the courthouse. One thing I believe about Dan May is that he cares about his job and the cases he's looking into. But I also believe he's political. He's already told us that he's going up to the Capitol Hill and he's trying to help with legislation to change some things. And so this is a political thing. It's an election year. And so I don't read too much into Dan May going out to Gannon's other than, listen, he's the active DA in the 4th Judicial District. It's his job. And two, it's a political year. This is a high-profile case. Dan May just came off probably one of the most high-profile cases of his career, the Patrick Frazee case. And so when we look at how things work, you would expect an elected official to put some face time into some national coverage. And so whether it means something very specific to the actual case, whether it was a political act Dan May made, or just a gesture of kindness and a combination of all of those things, we will find out. So that's my take. Dan May's real political year. Dad May. Dad May. Stepmom. Prosecutor's dream, in my opinion. The other thing you need to remember, it took them over a month to arrest Patrick Frazee, and they had a witness come forward that told them the story. And so if they haven't had a witness come forward and tell the story, it may take a little bit more time for them to make an arrest in this because they want to make sure they have a solid case before they make that arrest. So even though it seems like it's been a long time, and they haven't made an arrest. They're if someone's a suspect that they're waiting to make an arrest on, I promise you they have them under surveillance, have them under a watchful eye. They're not going to let those people just disappear. So seems to have no compassion. Jack's mom, exactly. Preston, sweet baby Faye. Oh, well, Kristen, they may make an arrest if they feel a couple of things. One, if they feel like there's other children in danger, they feel like there's a chance of someone, if they have enough, they have to have enough as evidence to make an arrest. But to me, it feels like they have some sort of lead that has led them to a certain area with an extensive search. Again, it could be because they have to be doing something, and doing something's better than doing nothing. Or it could be they really feel like this is where the evidence has led them, not just tips. And so if the evidence is leading them in a direction, they may make an arrest sooner than you think. It may take them a year to get all the evidence to get to court, but we'll see. What's Jack's mom saying? That Jamie, adoptive parents are also not biological, but they can love children just as much as biological parents. I don't know if he was adopted. Oh, I think y'all are talking about a different case. I wonder if he was in online games and he was communicating with anyone on maybe TikTok. Let's see what's going on. Some people are texting me now. Sweet. Well, that's a quick update. Dad with the phone went by the Gannon search area. Stay tuned for more. We've got some other information that just came in that I need to check on. I'm going to kick this off. Sweet. I did just get some information that just came in, not on the Gannon case, on another case. The MFer case. Check out Dad with the Phone on YouTube, TikTok, and all the other places you can find me. We'll be back maybe tomorrow. Maybe we'll be back tomorrow. Maybe we won't. Hey, thanks for joining tonight. This case is going to continue to unfold, and we'll continue to look at it in the future. Things are heating up in some other cases, and we'll go from there. We'll talk to you guys later.